Hello, my name is Mark Anthony Dubois Jr. and I was born July 4th of 1986. Today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of us are just messing up with when it comes down to working with some dogs and playing with some dogs and thinking about communicating with some dogs and getting a better relationship with dogs and training some dogs and doing everything with some dogs. I just can't stop talking about dogs. I talk about it all day already. I got to continue to keep on talking about it because people, y'all struggling out here with some dogs. And I think that I keep on hearing the same word. Yesterday, or get down, I've been listening to just trainer after trainer last night, just watching video after video after video after video after video after video after video. Again, doing the same stuff that I'm always constantly doing. And I just keep hearing people say the same stuff when it comes down to these dogs. And that's the concept of management and having to constantly keep on having to keep following through and doing all this stuff for your dog to be able to be a nice dog. And to me, I don't know why, but I just completely reject that when it comes down to working with some dogs, because I see a complete difference with my animals, with what it is that I have going on, that I don't want to have to say a specific term to them to make sure that they're going to be good. I don't want to have to always be focused on every little thing that they're doing to make sure that everything is going to be good. I want them to just be able to go, be free, and do what they do, and know that everything is going to be good. To get that doesn't go in the route of the training that I see what dog training is pushed to us. And that's one thing that I'm going to say is I've gone to a dog training school. It's called Star Mark School Dog Training Academy, whatever that is, here in Texas. It's one of the biggest dog training facilities to be able to learn how to be able to become a dog trainer. And I learned a lot in this school. We had to take a lot of written tests, a lot of physical tests, a lot of stuff going on in the school. And I learned a lot in the school to realize how, for me personally, how not to train a dog. Because it taught me all the stuff that everyone wants to keep talking about. These 4 quadrants of the positive punishment, negative punishment, and all this stuff, these corrections, this punishment, and all this wildness, the rewards, and it was teaching me all these things. And the more and more I kept on using that, the more and more I kept on realizing I'm getting away from having the great relationship with my dog than before when I didn't know that stuff. Because I've always worked with dogs and played with dogs. I've always had stuff around me before that, and my dogs were always fine. I never, ever, ever put a leash on this dog. I never had to do any formal downs, sit, stays, any of this stuff. I've never done any of it. That's why for him, with me doing these videos today, it's foreign for him to have to sit in the down stay because he's never done this before. But I have never, ever, ever worried about what this dog would do being around hundreds of chickens, being around cows, being around goats, being around eggs. I've never, ever, ever worried about him. I never have. Until the day that I started implementing these stays with him. Now, I can't just let him be free as easily. He gets to, I want to move some chickens and I want to do this. And me implementing all these things that I learned in this dog school to how to be able to, say, train a dog. It doesn't make sense with these 4 quadrants thing. That's why when I heard something from a trainer say something to me, it's been a couple months now that I've heard it. When he was talking about this stuff is all stupid. Miss a man named Robert, I remember his last name right this second off my head. But he said something to me that was very, very powerful about punishing the dog by giving him a treat. And I'm like, that sounded just silly to me when I first heard it. But every time I hear something that's just like, I reject when I hear it at first, I'm like, I got to dig deep in this. I got to figure out more. And what he's saying is 100% on point when it comes down to working with some dogs. Because the dogs have something inside of them that they want to do, that they have a desire to. And I think that this right here, what I want to talk about is why we're messing up so much with our dogs. Because we're looking to correct them, we're looking to punish them, we're looking to do any of these terms to the dogs to try to say, fix them from doing what it is that they're doing that is not right. Where I'm going to say that is the opposite approach that you should be looking at with working with some dogs. Dogs are dogs. I don't know if you know this or not, but they're just dogs at the end of the day. That they do dog stuff and they do dog things. Dogs chew stuff, dogs pee on stuff, dogs sniff stuff, dogs jump on stuff, dogs dogs do dog stuff. Dogs take food from behind your back, dogs take food from right in front of you. Dogs growl at you, dogs bark at you. Dogs growl at other dogs, dogs growl at other, and bark and snap and lunge and chase and chew on and wrestle and go crazy with other dogs. Dogs do what dogs do. And all that I was just saying is stuff that dogs love doing. Dogs love jumping, getting all in your face and try to lick you. They love it. So for us to try to come at that dog and give it a treat to tell it, I don't want you doing that no more, you're now negatively reinforcing to that dog. I don't care if you're using a treat. I don't care if you're using a collar. I don't care what you're doing. You're getting that dog to do what that dog does not want. It wants to jump. You're trying to force it not to do what it has a desire inside of it to do. And that is just going 100% against what it is that dog's looking for. The dog loves to sniff stuff out. And you're telling that dog, no, stay on this leash with me. I'm not going to allow you to sniff on anything. You are now negatively reinforcing everything that you do. So when you give that dog that treat, you are being extremely disrespectful to that dog by saying, hey, don't do what's inside of you to be a dog to do. Come over here and look at this. This shiny little thing right here is what's going to be able to fulfill you. We as humans are trying to make dogs be like humans, and they will never, ever, ever, ever be that, because you know why? They're dogs. That's why I'm going to say that they're amazing and beautiful animals, because I know what they are and I treat them exactly as such as they are. But when you try to treat this dog as if it's a human being on certain aspects and certain ways about it, by not allowing a dog to be a dog, are there ways that we can train dogs like a child, like a human? Heck yes. But when it comes down to the instinctual things that a dog has, you're going backwards. You are going to be fighting, and that's where you're going to constantly keep on needing what it is that all these trainers talk about. You need to constantly keep managing it. You need to constantly keep working on it. You need to constantly keep your mind on it. You need to constantly keep focusing. You can never leave your dog behind your back. You always got to be looking at him. You always got to this. And that, again, comes down to money, 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 money. And the fact that you cannot do anything with your dog by yourself, that you need somebody to be able to show you how to be able to make sure that you can micromanage this dog for the next 15 to 20 years of its life, because you can't do it on your own. Now you need them, and you need this system, you need this system, as opposed to allowing the dog and realizing that the dog is a dog. And when you let the dog be a dog, the dog is going to give you an extreme amount of respect. And I'm not saying that if you're a person that I don't like my dog jumping on me, that now you're going to have a bad relationship when you try to convince them not to do that. I'm saying it's the approach that you're using that's trying to communicate effectively to that dog what you don't want. Because the main thing that I'm going to say is, if you're giving your dog punishment or corrections to get them to stop doing something that is dumb, is a dog, you are creating hostility inside of your household, to the point that the dog is going to regret looking in and want to be and care about you at all. They're going to want to do everything they can to get the heck away from you, to try to go somewhere else, to try to do something else, to try to figure something else out. And they're not going to want to be around you. When you're coming at the dog and you're going to try to tell the dog, hey, I don't want you to be a dog. I want you to be a stuffed animal, for instance. I don't know what it is with us humans again. We think we're just this controlling dictator that does to do what we want, and everything around us has to do exactly what we say, when we say it, how we say it, and the way we say it. That's, again, coming down to downstays and sit stays. With this dog, he's like, I don't really care for that. But for me, personally, for what it is that I got to do out here with some of my stuff, I have to make sure that they do that. But for them to do that, to know that they're going to be a, say, well-behaved dog, that is false. That is a lie. That is stupid, is all I can say. The dog that has a really, really good downstay is not going to be a really nice dog. A dog that can sit on a place bed for 4 hours is not going to be a well-behaved dog. A dog that can do sit stays and down stays and heel stays and do all these things with you is not going to be a nice dog. It's going to be a dog that you're going to have to constantly, all the time, always keep on reinforcing over and over for the remainder of the dog's life, to keep on working with them. And that is so silly to me, because you're punishing the dog from being a dog. You're not allowing the dog to be a dog. And someone would say to me, well, how the heck do you allow the dog to be a dog? What do we do? It's one thing that I'm going to say up front is changing your mindset to what it is that you're looking for from your dog and what it is that you expect from your dog. Stop thinking that things that the dog is doing that you don't like is something that you need to punish or correct to get the dog to stop doing. That mindset right there is why you need tools always. You always are managing your dog. You're always going to look at it that way. If something that the dog is doing that you don't like, doesn't mean that the dog, it doesn't have a desire to do it inside of himself. But if you are coming at that animal in a sense of, buddy, I don't want you jumping on me, so now I'm going to correct you. I'm going to discipline you. I'm going to do some sort of corrective action here to get you to stop doing that, you are destroying your relationship. Don't ever look at your dog that way. You want to guide your dog in a better way. And this may sound so simple, because it is. So simple to the fact of it has a lot to do with what we're thinking about, with what our expectations are, with what we're going to end up getting. If you're looking at your dog and you're saying to him, I'm going to punish you for pulling on the leash, the dog is going to always, forever always be hard on that leash for you to ever be able to walk it. Because that dog has a desire, it wants to do something. It wants to chase. You're taking all of that desire from the dog and never giving them a chance to do it. That dog wants to sniff. You're taking all the desire away from that dog, and the dog wants to do that. The dog wants to interact with another dog. You're taking everything away from that dog, from allowing it being able to do that, and you're saying to that dog, you're giving him a correction or punishment. I don't care what words you use. Both of those terms mean the exact same thing. And you're going to punish and correct that dog for wanting to be a dog. You are going to have hostility at all times going on with that dog, as opposed to allowing that dog to be able to do those things and then allowing yourself to be able to work around those things that the dog has. If you got a dog that likes to chase, majority of every single person, every dog that we have, they love to chase some sort of small prey item. They love to chase cats, raccoons, squirrels, rabbits, deer. Some dogs are bold. They'll chase a deer. Bears. Some dogs are super bold. They'll go after the bears. Cows, donkeys, horses, pigs. Pretty much every single dog that we have, they love to be able to chase those things. And you're going to tell that dog, no, I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. And I don't like doing that. The same way that I can say that, I think even more clear right now to say it is, dogs love eating throw up. They will throw up and they will turn around and eat that throw up. It's disgusting to us. It's so disgusting to us. But to a dog, it's like, dude, that's twice cooked chicken right there. That's the best leftovers ever to the dog. The dog just loves it. Like, they go wild for it. They throw it up and they look at it like their eyes just get so huge. But to us as humans, that's disgusting. That is just the nastiest thing on the planet. So when that dog does that and it's seeing the world's best thing and you're telling it no to that, and you're going to discipline your dog and correct your dog from being able to get into that, you're now going to have hostility, because the dog is just being a dog. It's a dog. Dogs do what dogs do. But to us, it's nasty. To us, it's undesirable. So just because it's undesirable to us doesn't mean that it's undesirable to the dog. And that's why you need to make sure that you are not correcting or giving punishment to a dog that is doing something that it enjoys doing, and instead looking at it in a completely different manner of, I need to deter him. I need to prepare him. I need to guide him. I need to coach him on what it is that I'm looking for, that I like. I'm not going to punish him because he's doing something that I don't like. I'm just going to say to that animal, I don't want us doing that. We're not going to do that right now. So let's go do this instead. And not doing that in a way of, pay attention to this cookie, pay attention to this treat, pay attention to this toy, pay attention to this. The dogs are not, I don't know what it is that I think, a lot of us are walking around out here acting like these dogs are stupid. I'm going to say they're simple, but they're not stupid. They're not stupid in any way. They are very, very highly intelligent beings. That's why they're amazing. You play with some chickens for a little bit, you play even with a donkey for a little bit, you play with especially some cows and some goats, you'll realize real fast that dogs are on a whole different level than any of these other animals out here. And I'd even say that with some horses are smart. Horses are really smart. But these dogs are capable of doing something that horses just are nowhere near. Dogs are incredible. But yet we want to come at them like they're stupid. Like, I could put this treat and think that that's going to be able to get the dog to do what it is that I'm looking for. And I'm going to tell you, that's why you are struggling with that dog. That's why you're getting hurt with that dog. That's why you're getting beat down with that dog. Because that dog knows. And that's why you're going to constantly, forever, have to need these treats. That's the training methods they try to teach me in this dog training school. You know, at first, every time is a treat. Treat, 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 treat. And then you fade that away. Every fifth now, you do 5, you hold the treat 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then every once in a while, it's every other treat. And then they do it for 5 times, and then you give them a treat. And I just want to see the success that anybody has with this actually working. Please show it to me. Show me that you can convince a dog to do what it is that you're looking for and have 0 treats on you anywhere near around you, and that dog still is following through with that in 100% of distractions. Stop giving me these staged videos where everything is just set up. Come to my property where I got 200-300 chickens running around out here. I can take you to the cows. I can take you back where my donkey's at and show me that your dog is still going to be able to perform that exact same way when you have 0 treats on you, 0 anything on you, and just you, your own self, and your own being. Show that to me. I just want to be able to see it, and I just don't see it. I see someone that is always going to need to have that prong collar on that dog to get them to listen. Someone that's always going to have to need that e-collar on that dog to get them to listen. Have to have that slip leash on the dog. Have to have the martingale on the dog. Have to have the gentle leader, the halty leader. Have to have the harness on the dog. Have to have something on the dog at all times to get them to listen to you. Why are we working dogs in such a way that we always going to have to require this stuff? Oh yeah, because there's money involved in that. There's lots and lots of money in that. And it's just always telling you, as a human being, How stupid you are that you can't work with the dog to figure it out. It is so backwards, because everything that we're doing in the dog training stuff that I learned in this is not no cheap school to go to this. This is expensive stuff to go to this place and to be able to learn what they're trying to teach us. They're teaching us how to make sure that you will always, for the remainder of that dog's life, have to rely on equipment, have to rely on treats and toys, and have to rely on these things to be able to do anything with this dog. And I'm going to say that is 100% false. 100% false. I've been proving that day after day, week after week, year after year, before I even went to learn this dog training stuff. And then after I did the dog training stuff, I see my dogs change in a way that I did not appreciate. I did not like. I like to go back to the old methods that I just knew, just knew. That just me understanding dogs and always having a nice dog. I just knew some things. And I went back to those methods, and I realized now I'm getting back to that level of success that I used to have. When I started to do all this, say, dog training stuff, my stuff was getting to be a hot mess. Just an absolute level of destruction in reality. I could never control this animal. He was just, this dude was on the go. He was on the go. What I see him do today, when I got away from worrying about training tools and quadrants and all that, I see a completely different dog, a completely calm dog, a completely relaxed dog, a completely chill dog. A completely just so calm that sometimes I get confused with this dog because he's so straight-faced in how he is. I'm like, dude, you good? We good? Everything all right? And he's so chill. He's so chill. But when training him with all these methods that I learned with positive punishment and negative punishment and doing all this silly stuff, this dude was chaos. Absolute mass level chaos. He was always frantic, always anxiety, always having issues because he was always in this, am I messing up? Is it okay? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I going to get a correction? Am I doing all right? It's a horrible way for the dog to have to live. And that's why the dogs are always needing us to always keep giving them these reminders every 15 seconds. Something that I think a lot of us are struggling with is the number one thing is just changing what you believe and think about what it is that you're looking for with your dog. Stop thinking that something that it's doing wrong that you don't like, to get them to stop doing that, I need to punish them or I need to correct them to get them to stop doing that. Stop thinking that at all, period. Because the dogs are just doing what dogs do. Dogs dig, dogs chew, dogs jump, dogs bark, dogs lunge, they growl, they show teeth. Dogs do this stuff. And there's no reason for us to punish a dog for doing such a thing. No reason at all. There's no reason for us as human beings to think that we're some big, powerful beings that could just force that upon inside of a dog. I'm telling you, that's why they're going to continue to keep on doing it, and you're not getting any success. That's why you're going trainer after trainer after trainer after trainer after trainer. It's not because some trainers don't like it when they hear that someone's been to many trainers because, oh, the people don't listen. They don't listen. No, it's because the trainers don't have a real setup for the owners to actually be able to have any sort of success. The trainers are just coming in with, oh, if you get the dog to be able to do a perfect heel with you take it for a walk, then your dog's going to listen to you. That's a lie. You get your dog to be able to do a sit stay for 15 minutes and that dog's going to listen to you better. That's a lie. My dog, you get your dog to be able to sit in the crate for 8 hours and be able to be calm, your dog's going to listen to you. That's a lie. You get your dog to be able to do all these little things, tricks and little TV show gimmicks. If your dog can do all that, then your dog's going to be better for you. That is a 100% lie because I just want to see the results. I want to see the proof. Show it to me. Show it to me that a dog, I had a conversation about this the other day with somebody. It said, a dog that can sit on a place bed for 4 hours, as soon as you say free, who is that dog? When that dog is on that bed, heck yeah, he looks good. Heck yeah, he looks pretty decent right now when he's in a downstay. But as soon as I say, hey, Johnny, okay, you can go. You can go. Now who is he? Now what is this dog gonna act like? Now what's he gonna, how is his demeanor? Now what is he gonna get into doing? That's what I care about. I care about this situation here now. When I said, Johnny, you can go do whatever the heck you wanna do. Because that's the real dog. The dog that's under these commands, that's when you're having to always just constantly keep sit, down, stay. You need treat after treat after treat, and it just never goes away. You want to be able to train the dog when it's just a dog and it's just hanging out. It's just free. It's just chilling. It's just relaxed. It's just being. And that's something that I'm changing. I don't know what to call myself anymore today. I call myself a dog trainer, but I want to get away from that term because I don't want to be grouped and classified in what everyone as dog trainers is doing, because it's not training dogs, and it's definitely not doing our job, which is training people to train your dog. It's not doing that. It's creating more chaos with the dogs. It's creating more complications with your dogs. It's creating more conflict with your dogs. And that's something that is tragic. It's just tragedy. It's just horrible. It's horrible for me to hear what someone says about, oh, the old trainer, he told me to do this and my dog would get better. And for me to hear that and just to know, like, my first question, is it any better? Clearly not. I already know because they're calling me. Is it any better? And they're like, no, it's getting worse and I don't know what's going on. And it's horrible to hear those phone calls. It's horrible to hear people because that's when people start giving up on their dogs. They start quitting on the dog. Then they think, I got to put the dog down. I got to give the dog up. I got to do this with the dog. I got to get rid of it. It's horrible. Your dog is awesome. You're just not being taught the right ways to be able to work with that dog, to get them to be able to understand who you are, to be able to have that great relationship. And one thing I'm going to say is stop punishing your dog for being a dog. Stop correcting your dog for being a dog. Stop abusing your animal because it's an animal. Know that they're dogs. Know that they do dog stuff. Know that they're always going to continue to keep on doing that for the remainder of their life. Stop thinking that you need to be that one to tell them not to do that. We as a people together work with the animals to guide them with what it is that they need. My dog is pulling. It's for my job to figure out why the heck is he doing that? Why is he doing that? My dog is lunging at other dogs. Why is he doing that? I do not want to correct that dog for doing that. I want to figure out why he's doing that so I never have to worry about discipline or punishment or any of this stuff. I don't want to get to that point. Why is he doing that? My dog is digging in the backyard and he's creating these holes that are just so big that just swallow up a riding lawnmower. The dog, you're trying to figure out, where's this dog going? Like, what's happening here? I want to figure out, why is that dog digging? I'm not going to correct the dog for digging. I'm not going to correct the dog for taking food off the counter. I'm not going to correct the dog for going inside of the trash can. I'm not going to correct the dog for chewing on my shoes. I'm not going to correct the dog for even chewing on me. Why are you chewing on me? Why are you doing these things? Why is this all going down? Why is this happening? And it's all going down because they're a dog. I mean, they have things that they need to be able to be fulfilled inside of them. And that's what we need to start focusing 100% of our energy on. Not biting, not the digging, not the jumping, not the lunging, not the showing the teeth, not the growling. All that is pointless. It is just meaningless. What matters is what's going on to make the dog want to be a dog so that we can guide the dog to show them, hey, you know what? I know you want to do the lunging thing, but right here isn't the place. Right now is not the time. We could do that over there. Over there, it's fine. You could run, go be a fool, do what you want to do. That's something that I have a setup out here with. My boys, the dogs, they cannot chase the hens, the females. They can't chase the female chickens. They can't chase chickens. But the roosters, they're free game because they're not supposed to be where they are right now. They're supposed to be back in there. So if the rooster is not in there, then they're out here. That's free game for them to know the chase. So they know the difference. There's a boy and then there's a girl. They know the difference. They can see it. They have a very, very good understanding. And I give them that option that there's abundance out here, but they know we're going to leave that abundance alone and only grab the ones that aren't supposed to be there. So I'm not going to say to the dog, you can never, ever, ever chase a chicken. I'm going to say to him, I know you have a desire inside of you that you have to do it. So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you in a safe way. I'm going to give it to you in a way that is not going to disrupt anything. It's not going to destroy anything. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to put anything in danger. Not going to do anything. I'm going to give it to you. My dog's got a desire to, he sees cows and he just gets like, he's like, what's up? They're not where they need to be. Because he could read it on me. I look at him like, dude, y'all supposed to be over there. What's going on? And since I know he's got that desire to want to go and do that, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Where they're at right now is fine. Just chill. But now if they get over there, now we're going to go ahead and go out there and do it. And the biggest thing is we're going to do it together as a team. You're not doing this stuff on your own. It's us together as a team on why this is going to go down. It's us together. That's why they're right now going to go do what they do. And even if they see a rooster, they're going to see it. They're going to get the rooster hyped and they're going to look right at me like, we going to get this one? And I'm going to look at them and say right now, no, because I'm not playing with that game right now with you. I'm not doing that. And you're not going to go and do that behind my back. You're not going to go and just do that whenever you feel like doing that. And that's with everything with our dogs. Our dogs got this desire that they just want to jump. I mean, my goodness, you want to get a dog that looks really good, like built up muscles, get them to jump. You find that game to let them jump. You know what my dogs do at least 20, maybe 50 times a day is they jump back and forth over fences. They want to jump, buddy. Let's jump. Let's get our jump on. Jump forward. Okay, jump back. Okay, jump over again. Okay, jump back. And now they just go out there and just do it on their own when they get this desire to just want to jump. I give them something to be able to jump on. And they don't want to jump so much in my face no more. They're like, I'll go jump over there. And they have they get to run and then jump and do what they do. You should see how happy they are. It's insane how happy they are when they get a chance to be able to jump and just be able to do that. When they get the desire, man, I gotta chew. I want to chew on something. That's where I come in and I say, hey, buddy, I got a bone for you. I'm going to give you this nice, fresh, meaty bone, and you could just chew it and eat it and do what you do with it. It's for me to see that he's got that desire. So they don't care to chew anything. They used to, I'll let them chew sticks and all that, but they don't even chew that stuff anymore. This dude loves to get him a real big stick, but he knows I don't need to do that, because when I start chewing on that stick, I'll give him a bone to be able to eat so that he could chew that and be able to get that out of him. Everything that dogs are, when they have a dog being a dog, stop correcting them and fulfill them. And the dog is going to stop doing these things that you think are frustrating, irritating, and just so savage to you. Start fulfilling the dog. And the dog is going to be an absolutely amazing dog. This dog here is transformed into what I'm going to say is an amazing dog. When I got away from dog training stuff, when I got away from he's not doing what I want, give him a correction with the leash. He's not doing what I want, remove the food, the treats that we're doing in the game. Today, he sits and he downs so much better because I don't care how it looks. I still give him a treat. If he sits and he just doing some weird stuff, I still give him a job. Good effort, buddy. Good job. I'm not gonna, it's not good enough, it's not pretty enough, it's not this enough, it's not that enough, so I'm gonna withhold treats. I've realized that when I just give it to him because we're just doing stuff like that, his effort, if he even looks at me and he gives me that, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Good job, man. Good job. Good job. I'm going to give you that treat because you trying right now. I appreciate the fact that you're even trying. And that convinces him to want to do it more. He's like, I'll do even better next time. I'll do even more next time. I'll make whatever you want to happen. But when you're withholding it because he's not perfect, it's not right, it's not the right this, it's not the right that. I'm talking pet dogs here. I'm not talking no working, you go into a competition. Not many of y'all go into no competition with no dogs, doing competition obedience and anything like that. Now, when you're in that, you get a working dog so that you can do the correct things with that working dog to be able to have them do those sort of things. My border collie, my German shepherd in the back, he could do the perfect, precise looking stuff because I can say no to that animal and he doesn't get butt hurt. He's just like, okay, whatever, fine, let's do it like this instead. It's a big difference, And I love to be anyone to just challenge me on that. I'll have a 15-hour conversation with you to tell me that you could treat a pet dog the same way as a working dog and you can get the same results from both. I want to see it. I want to see it. You send me that video to show me that that's the case and you got that going on. And I want to see it in all environments, in every situation. And I want to hear about your training plan and how you're doing this. And then I want to see a video 5 months from now of that exact same thing and you doing the exact same stuff. That's all I'm asking for. I just want to see it. Everybody out here talking. But I don't see your dogs do nothing. Even these trainers out here that are just this, I mean, they got a heck of a following. But they have nothing that they show. They just up there talking. And they show their working dogs, and they show how great their working dogs look. That's why I'll never do that. I don't want to put on no show to show you I can work a working dog. I'm working with people that have pet dogs. And pet dogs, I'm telling you, are not the same. Just because I could get a working dog to do an obedience routine and an IGP, a PSA, or Schutzen, or any of this stuff, does not mean I could get your pet dog to be able to be a really nice dog. It just means that I know how to be able to convince a dog that when I'm one-on-one working with it and focused and doing what I'm doing with it, that it's going to do good. What happens when you just turn your back? What happens when you turn and say, go ahead, be free, buddy. Go do what you want to do now. What happens in that moment? What happens in that scenario? That's why for me, I 100% trust these dogs with them just doing what they're doing. I don't need to put them into command to worry about what's going on with them. That's the difference between pet and working. And we need to have a very, very good understanding, everybody, the difference between the two. And the unfortunate thing is, people that are really good at this working stuff and doing this obedient stuff, they are horrible at pet stuff. Horrible. They do not know how to get these dogs to calm down. They do not know how to get these dogs to relax. And you're relying on them to figure out how to be able to get them to help you. And they can't even do it themselves with their own animals. I want to see it. I see all y'all trainers out here with your working dogs looking all good. I want to see your pet dog hanging out in the house. I listen to your interviews and I can hear your dogs barking and whining, hustling, fussing, going crazy in the household. If your dog was so great, why couldn't you have an hour-out interview and your dog and be able to say to your dog, hey, stop whining, and the dog stops? Because I will do that to any and all. I have a great Pyrenees that's under voice control that I tell him when he's barking, we're all good. Something that I had to do right before I just started this video. We good, man. I know the neighbor's dog is out doing what he's doing. We're good. Everything's fine. I know someone's coming on a driveway right now. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's taken care of. I just want to see it. And when I see it and I can constantly keep seeing it over and over, then I'll respect that person and listen to what they have to say. But most of these people are doing the quadrants. Most of these people are going those routes. And I'm telling you that stuff is not going to ever work. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work. For a working dog, maybe. But for pet dogs, it does not work. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's absolutely stupid. I would never, ever, ever want to punish a dog for being a dog. I would never want to punish or correct a dog for doing something that a dog has a desire inside of it that it has to do. That is going to create such tension and such frustration. And that's why all I see today is tension and frustration with people's dogs. And when I see someone with a really nice dog, I saw a lady with 2 dogs today. I was just, every time I see it, I always say it to you. I'll say it directly to you. You got some nice dogs. And I get excited when I see it because it's like, I see some nice dogs right now. I'm a little jazzed up right now. Like, this is nice. Like, this is really nice. I know that they're doing something. They're not paying attention to one thing that I'm going to ask them all. Who'd you have help you train these dogs? And they're all going to say, oh, nobody. These are just my dogs. It's a beautiful thing because that's where I'm going to say is they weren't influenced on how to make sure that you can mess your dog up. They have the inspiration of knowing how to be able to have a nice dog from just knowing and seeing and being around them, not being the influence of what people are trying to shove on you. Get your dog to sit, get your dog to down, get your dog to place, get your dog to this, get your dog to that, get your dog to, and then they'll finally listen to you. If that person's dog isn't doing what it is that you want yours to do and see and make happen, stop listening to them. And that's both ways. Some of y'all want working dogs, and you got a guy like me that just knows how to have dogs like this. I'm not the man for you to show you how to win an obedience competition tomorrow. I don't do that. Could I? Yes, but that's not me. I don't care about that. I care about pet dogs. I care about having fun with my dogs. I care about more of what I would say is service companion dogs. That's what I care about. I want to be able to take my dog wherever I go, wherever I'm at. I want to be able to sit and hang with my dog wherever I go, wherever I'm at. I do not want to have to worry about no treat, worry about no toy, worry about no praise, worry about no nothing. I just want my dog to be around me, be there, and just hang out and just be a loving, affectionate dog. That's all that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for all the fancy, the words and the commands and the and the this and the that. All that is just is stupid, absolutely stupid when it comes down to working with a pet dog. And that's something that we all really need to get a change of heart with what's going on here. You go to a dog trainer that's talking about these quadrants, that's talking about these sit stays and these down stays, and that's going to be able to get you a better dog. I'm going to tell you this right now. It is going to 100% fail every time. Just guaranteed. I guarantee you that. I'm just going to slap a guaranteed status on that right up front, right away. It is not going to work. Nothing is going to get better because your dog knows how to sit better. Nothing is going to get better because your dog knows how to walk a perfect heel with you. Nothing is going to get better because your dog can sit on a place bed for 8 hours. It's not going to get any better. And I'm going to guarantee you this, that you're going to watch it just keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse throughout the years. Throughout the years, you're just going to watch things keep getting worse to the point that you're just like, I need to do something. Then you call a trainer up and the trainer's like, well, how good is his sit stay? How good is his walk? How good is this? And you're going to say all that is perfect, man. It's good. And then that trainer is not going to know what to do. He's not going to know what to do. She's not going to know what to do next because that's all that they know how to do is to get your dog to sit, and that's how you're going to have a nice dog. Please stop the lies because that just doesn't work. I don't see dog trainers' dogs looking good. I just don't. I just don't. And I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm tired of everyone talking about what they've done. And I'm tired of people talking about these competitions and these shows and all this stuff that they do and won all these trophies and got all your trophies behind you and all your awards back there. Let me see a dang pet dog. The dog that you're trying to pitch your training plan to the 99% of people. Because working dog people work with working dog people. They don't need outside sources help from any other trainers in reality. They already got a group of trainers to do what they do. It's the pet dog, the pet industry, the pet situation that's going on that's complicated. Hey, Oreo, he good. It's the pet situation that's going on. It's not. It got nothing to do with people with their working dogs. And I don't care how many trophies you have. Let me see your pet dog. Let me see how they are. Let me see how they are able to interact. Let me see what kind of equipment that you're using with it. Let me see what kind of communication you have with them. Let me see that. You see my dog, he see Rooster. He's like, Rooster, man, that's Rooster. He's supposed to be back in there. And that Rooster will go back home all by himself because he's supposed to go in there. And how is your trainer able to effectively communicate to that dog? This is a border collie working one. This ain't no pet dog. This guy comes from a cattle working farm, and this is all he knows. How are you able to communicate to that animal to say, get out of that drive and come back? And we're not doing that right now. Do they need e-collars? Do they need this, or does the dog just listen to them? How does the dog listen when you just allow them to do what they do? This dog here, he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna hang out. Because that's what this dog does primarily, majority of his time. We got our times we run and get it. He's fun to watch when he runs. But primarily, he just knows, let's hang out. That's how all my pet dogs are. My working dogs are even that way. I'm talking, we gonna hang out. We just gonna relax. It's like, yeah, man, just do that. That's what's best. That's what's gonna be easiest for you. That's what you want to do anyways. He wants to be able to just look and have fun and just enjoy the world. He doesn't want to be on edge, like, oh, what's going on? No, he just wants to chill. Just wants to chill. And that's why for me, I want people to just show me this. Show me. Show me these dogs that you could just do whatever, take wherever, and have wherever in any scenario, and they're good to go. And I quit. I'll just give up everything I talk about, everything I do. If you could just show it to me. Show it to me that your quadrants are so good, so perfect, so right. Everything is just good to go. Everybody, all your dogs are always getting total success. You could just, the thing that I'm gonna say is I want to set it and forget it when it comes down to working with my dogs. I don't want to have to constantly keep being on them all the time. I want to set it and forget it. I want to tell them what I'm looking for from them, and that's just what they do. That's what the heck this dog does. But when I was training him with these quadrants of he's not right and I'm adding some positive punishment to him to get him to stop doing what it is that I'm looking for, we were fighting. I mean fighting, battling. We were arguing. We were yelling at each other. We were just in conflict all the time. The day that I finally decided I quit all of that, I'm going towards some different stuff. And that's where the man, Robert Dog Trainer, came to me and he was speaking directly through inside of me when he was telling me about what I was doing was wrong. And I was like, it can't be, but it felt wrong. But I was like, it's gotta be right because everybody does it. And he's just telling me, you're wrong, dude. And everything you're doing is wrong. Everything about you and everything that you believe with working with dogs is wrong. And it's hard to hear that at first. I'm just like, man, I don't know. But I had to listen to it and I had to just soak it in. I had to soak it in, and I had to come to the realization that this dude is 100% right. And I'm so glad to have been able to find someone to be able to get me out of where I was headed, because I was headed to destruction, nowhere, not actually helping anybody. And I want to actually be able to, that's why I got into doing this, is to help people, not to get people more frustrated, not to get people more angry, not to keep people in more levels of just high level of frustration that you don't know what to do. That's not why I got into wanting to help people with dogs. I wanted to help people. And the only way to be able to help people is to get away from this dog training stuff and get into dog relationship, working the dog. And number one thing is the dog is a dog. They're dogs, and treat them as such. And they're gonna treat you like the best thing on the planet, because the dog will do whatever you want, whatever you ask. But you gotta get the dog out of the mindset of what can't I do to what can I do. And that doesn't come with correction and punishment and any of that stuff. It comes with guiding them to allow them to be themselves, to be a dog, express being a dog. And then they will finally just take a step back and say, okay, you give me the chance to do what I want. You put limits and boundaries on it. I'm not gonna allow them to be able to run and free and do whatever they want at any moment, but I give them what they're looking for. And that's all the dogs are begging for from us. And that's the one thing I'm gonna say is change your mind on stop disciplining, stop punishing, stop correcting your dog for being a dog. And instead, give your dog that outlet to be able to do what it is that the dog is doing. And you are gonna watch everything change. Literally, this is stuff that happens overnight change. You're gonna start watching day after day, significant changes, because the dog is now gonna trust you to say, okay, you're not just being mean to me for being a dog. You're trying to guide me to show me what it is that you're looking for. What I want is different than what you want. What I want is my dogs to be able to hang out and chill. What I want my dog to look like this, pretty much majority of the time. And this pleases me. And since he knows today that this is all I was looking for from him, and this pleases me, this dude will do this wherever, at any situation, at any time, because he wants to do everything to please me. He's like, buddy, I'll do whatever you're looking for, man. That's what the dog's desires are to us. But when I don't give him what he's desiring, then yeah, we're fighting. If I'm going to keep correcting him and disciplining him and punishing him for doing what it is that he has in him, we are fighting. We are battling. We are bickering. We are in such high, we struggling. And that's what me and him always was doing. I got him from school. He was assigned to me as a dog to work in school. We had 2 rescues we had to work. I ended up with 3 of them. I ended up keeping 2 of them, and I ended up taking a different one that I didn't even get to work in the school. And I did all that stuff with this dog. And I noticed week 1, we were pretty cool. And then more and more I started learning all these different techniques that we're doing in this school. The more and more I saw my relationship with this dog go downhill. And I could put that out to anyone that was in my class there as well. We all saw the same stuff, because I had talks with so many people in this class. Just very, very close talks. Like In the beginning, my dog was cool with me, and now the further we're into this, my dog doesn't even lay on the bed with me no more. My dog doesn't even want to eat near me no more. My dog is always avoiding me now. And that is so backwards. I would never want to build a relationship like that. That happened to so many of us in that school, that all of a sudden, and this ain't gonna be no bash on that school or nothing. I understand what they're doing. They're doing what they're doing with the knowledge that they know, and they're putting out there what they think is right. And when you think it's right and you think you get success from it, you're gonna continue to keep doing it. But the main thing is there's a difference of dog people out here. There's some people that just want to, the only thing I can say with that is abuse, dictate, rule, control dogs. And there's other people that want to love them, appreciate them, and be able to coexist with them. So there's two sides here. There's one side that's just firm. They're just all about, I said, like, there's companies out there. Sit means sit. To me, I don't like that. I don't ever want my dog to sit means sit. Hey, buddy, to me, it's an option. If you don't, it's because you're not doing, I'm doing something wrong if he's not doing that. But if he is, cool, awesome. But I'm not gonna demand and dictate and force that on that dog, because sit means sit. You're forcing him to do something that's foreign, that's weird, that's stupid to the dog. And then once he gets into that free, now who is he? I'm telling you, that stuff does not work. It is not effective, and it is absolute trash. And once you get away from that, you're gonna watch that your relationship is gonna start getting better. Something that I would just let everyone know. Let everyone know. A lot of this dog training stuff is ruining your relationship. And you're thinking you're doing good by giving them these treats. And they're paying attention to them. Yeah, they're paying attention to that food, not to you. Because I could come in right next to you with a different type of treat, and I make my own. And I guarantee you this one thing, I guarantee you this. Whatever treats you have, mine are better. And when I come in with my treat, that dog's gonna stop listening to you, he's gonna come and listen to me. I guarantee you that. I will challenge that on 100% of people and 100% of dogs, that my treat is better than the treat you have. And I will be able to convince your dog to get the heck away from you, and I will get your dog to pay attention to me and look at you like you're just a nobody. And I will guarantee you this, that won't happen with my dogs. They'll take a couple from you, but then they're gonna look at me and say, no, my homie over there, that's where I live, that's my love, that's who appreciates me. They're always gonna do that. And that's something that I think a lot of times us as especially trainers need to be challenged a little bit more with what it is that we have and what it is that we're doing, instead of just showing that I got all these trophies, thinking that that's what's good. I want to see the dog that you're trying to give to me inside of my home. I want to see your inside home dog. Let me see that one. I don't want to see the working stuff. Let me see your pet dog. And then we can all make a decision. Do I want to work with that? Do I believe that? Is that good? Is that bad? Is that reliable? Something that I would say, balanced dog training and purely positive training, none of your dogs are reliable. What's reliable is treating the dog like a dog and allowing the dog to be a dog. That's reliable. All this training stuff is creating dogs to be an absolute just disaster. Thank you.